updates, Rosie, just sort of some of the latest details. One that we're hearing, according to reports, flights are canceled from the Fort McMurray airport. I guess perhaps not surprising given just the absolute incredible volume of smoke in this rapidly developing situation. There's a fluidity to this that it's almost being updated every 15 minutes or so. Something is changing. So reports saying that flights are canceled to Fort McMurray airport. Earlier, actually only about 15 minutes ago, there's another report from the municipality of Wood Buffalo. They put out another statement, and they're saying north edge of the fire is growing rapidly. Highway 63 is closed at Mackenzie Boulevard intersection due to fire breach in the highway at that point. Now, that's actually a very important point to make for this, because Highway 63 is the main north-south route, pretty much the only highway in and out of Fort McMurray that so many people would be using to commute on. You can't go south at that point anymore. That's where the highway has been closed. So officials are saying if you are in any of these areas, you should leave immediately and head north along the highway. And I think it bears repeating as well the communities that have been affected by this: Thickwood, Gregoire, Abassin, Grayling Terrace, Beacon Hill, Waterways, and Centennial Trailer Park. If you are in any of these areas, a mandatory evacuation order is now in effect. Go and get out of there as soon as you possibly can. They're even advising people, don't go home for pets. You should just get out of the scene immediately. And it's such a rapidly developing situation. Just a matter of 2 hours ago, it was shelter-in-place alerts, and it's incredible just how quickly the situation can change.
Yeah, I mean, at 5 o'clock Eastern, we went to air, obviously, preparing to cover politics for 2 hours. That changed very quickly when the situation became very dramatic, and obviously emergency situation for many people in Fort McMurray, and so many people in Canada who know people in Fort McMurray, because so many people flock there, obviously, for work. So we are waiting to hear from the Premier, too, Steve, who I imagine will be able to give us more information.
Yeah, it's interesting that while we're waiting to hear from Rachel Notley, there was another press conference that was scheduled to take place 6 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock local time in Alberta. That was canceled because they're citing the fluidity of the situation. A few other things to say that we have heard. Unfortunately, several homes have been burned in the Beacon Hill and Centennial Trailer Park area, which is why that mandatory evacuation order was in place for those areas. The mayor, she tweeted as well, saying, everyone be calm, be prepared, be ready to move politely in a safe destination. And we got a little bit of a warning that the situation might be bad today. There's an update around 1 o'clock Eastern time today from the fire officials who were on scene. And they said to us that they warned that be prepared. Today was going to be a difficult day. And it has a lot to do with the conditions on the ground there. It was, I believe, a high of 30 degrees Celsius today. Unseasonably warm, incredibly dry, and they even spoke about low humidity. So it's just all the sort of worst conditions that you can possibly have to create a wildfire, and unfortunately it's moving just so quickly, and unfortunately moving towards the community.
Yeah, and again, because of the way Fort McMurray is built, essentially, there is just that one highway, as you said. There are rivers on either sides and forest, a lot of forest, which is obviously making the fire much worse. And officials saying, if you're getting out of town, head north, because you simply can't go south anymore. And I imagine that this is creating a lot of traffic problems in the area. It certainly was a situation, a problem for our reporters that were trying to get on the ground there. Steve, I'll leave it there with you for now and let you get back to covering things, and you can update us when you've got something.